Hi, I'm here to show you how to create bitmaps with your moodhoops designer hoop so you can see the pattern, and I find this has an 80% success rate. So sometimes, yes, you do have to fine tune, but for the most part I've created some nice and clear patterns. So you're going to be using two different websites, technically three if you don't have an image saved and you want to find one. We're going to use Pixel Stitch, which is the saving grace for me. I found it yesterday and I am in love. Then the photo editor Pixlr, which is suggested on moodhoops. However, Pixel Stitch is just something I discovered and I want to share with the world. To start, you want to know how many LEDs you have. There is a module on moodhoops which will show you how many LEDs you have based on the size of your hoop and the type of hoop you have. I do suggest that you do count them by hand because I am supposed to have 133 and I only have 127. Granted, every order is unique, so I accept that. It's not a problem for me. And now that I know I have 127, there's also a module on moodhoops that tells you if you want to see an image clearly or for someone to see it while you're hula hooping, such as if you're using a logo or you have like a band or something like that, then you want to divide the number of LEDs you have by 3. So for me, that gives me 42.3, which I'm going to round down to 42. Now without further ado, let me show you how to use Pixel Stitch. You're going to get started and select a picture. I already have one pre-selected. I was going to use a mushroom that I did, but I want to show you a new one. So I have not completed this one, and I want to show you how to do this. So I chose heart pizza, and I like detailed pictures for my hula hoop, so this is pretty detailed, but it's simple enough that it works. I'm going to use 127 stitches because that's how many LEDs I have. I want to show the grid, create the embroidery pattern. Okay, you can see that it's still quite detailed, it's not blurry, and because it doesn't show up blurry on this, I know that it will work for my hula hoop. So I'm going to save this image. We'll call it Heart Pizza 2. Yes, I already have it on here, but I didn't complete it. I just want to show you guys how to do this from start to finish. Now we're going to go over to Photo Editor. You're going to open your image. We're going to choose this guy. And then I'm going to size it down before I do anything else to it because it makes it a little bit easier to do. Okay, so I know the width is 1016, which for me this formula works well because most of the images I've used, as long as I use 127 stitches in Pixel Stitch, I always come back with 1016. So I'm going to size it down to 42 because I want to see it about 3 times around my hoop and I want it to be of good quality. So it's going to take it down quite a bit. So to show you the rest, we're going to zoom in. And I like using black backgrounds because it makes for a little bit of a clearer image, whereas if you're using a dark image, you want to use a light background. So I want to fill this in black. Just fill in these tiny little areas. Awesome, now you have this heart pizza. Now you're going to go to File, Save. You can also do this in Paint. I just like Pixlr because it's a little easier. Granted, I still have to go to Paint to convert it. Now we're going to download this. And then when I open it up, it's going to automatically take me to Paint because that's my default. Now you see it in here. Now you always want it to be a bitmap, which is why I took you to Paint. We're going to save as Heart Pizza and enter that in. Oh, let me redo that. Sorry. Let's just save it as HP. And you want to make sure that it's in bitmap. So 24-bit bitmap. I'm going to save it. Now I already have my hula hoop plugged in, so I'm going to go over to Documents. And I'm going to, I created a folder called Test, so I can put my tester patterns in there. I'm going to go to Downloads. Apparently I'm already on Downloads. Nice. And let's find this HP. So I'm just going to click on this and drag it over to test. Sorry, my computer likes to be wonky. It's going to copy it to test. Now, if you did this correctly, for it to show up on your hoop, go into the folder and make sure that it is a BMP file that shows that it's bitmap. And it's already in the size that I want, but I just want to show you guys. So if you click on it, it says 42 by 35. The height doesn't matter as much, but the width is what matters. So I shrunk it down, resized it to 42, so I know it'll show up around my hoop about 3 times. And that is how you use Pixel Stitch. And you can use any image you want. So let's say you want to do something even a little bit more detailed. I like using Rick and Morty ones. I did a Pickle Rick one, but let's try for a Rick and Morty. And you're able to do this as well. So you find the image you want. I'm going to use, I don't want it to be too detailed, but I do want it to be there. I think this will look pretty cool. It's already got a black background, so I'm just going to save this image. And I'm going to save it as Rick and Morty, which I have quite a few in here, so it may overwrite something, but that's okay. We're going to save it as a PNG image. Going to take you back over to Pixel Stitch. Select new picture. And let's find our little Rick and Morty. There's my Pickle Rick. Here we go. Okay, and this is how you're going to know if this is a good image to use. So, again, you want to use the maximum LEDs you have for Pixel Stitch to at least see if the image is going to be clear. So for me, that's 127. Sometimes you do have to play around with it a bit. So if it wasn't clear, I would go to like 150 and then 200 and then just size it up and down by the number of stitches until I have something clear. Now this is a little blurry, so I am actually going to try, let's try 150. Let's see if it makes it any bit more clear. And it does. So for this, I'm going to go to 200 stitches. And I know this is more than my LEDs are, but that's why you size it down. This just gives you a general rule of thumb. Okay, I like the detail in that. So I'm going to go ahead, save the embroidery pattern. Or you can do something easier and just click on it and save image, because that's actually a lot easier. And we're going to save it as Rick and Morty space. Save. Now I'll take you back over to photo editor. You're going to do the same thing. You're just going to resize the image. I may get cut off because I'm only allowed 10 minutes recording, so I just wanted to show you that you can indeed use many different designs. Rick and Morty space. I'm going to open this guy up. He's already got a black background, so I don't really have to mess with that. What I do want to do is resize him. So I'm going to put him, this is only 1,000. I'm going to put him going around twice. I want him to be a little bit. Alright, now I will do 3 because I do want him to be seeable. So again, we're going to do 42. It's going to take it down quite a bit. See, you can barely see him. I promise he's there. Gonna file, save, make sure it's in JPG, always choose the best quality, download, and go over to my Rick and Morty right here, open. It's gonna open it in Paint, again, file, save as, and just make sure it's in bitmap. I hope this helps a lot of people. If you have any questions, you can email me. I'm going to place my email in this as well. And I hope everyone has a great day. Thank you.